Hello, what's going on, everyone? Thank you so much for joining me here today on Narcissism 101 Cracking the Code with me, Paul Wisdom. Good morning, hoping that you are having an amazing Tuesday so far. I know I am. I've been quite busy. I actually just finished at the dentist, and that went well. So, yes, now I'm going to get into it. And before I get into what we are going to talk about today, if you want a one-on-one session as usual, you can email me at paul.wisdom_03@hotmail.com, or you can send me a text message at 647-406-3057. If you want to talk, if you want to vent, if you need advice, if you want to just figure out whether the person you're dealing with is narcissistic or not, and you have some thoughts you want to share, or you have even some questions about some of my videos or something that struck your interest, I'd be more than happy to help you, more than happy to discuss with you, and it would be great to give you some insights. All right, so what we are going to talk about today, guys, is the devil in disguise. Yes, we're going to talk about the devil in disguise today. And who's that devil in disguise, you may ask? That is correct. It is the narcissist. The narcissist is the devil in disguise. Now we have to now the next question that's going to be asked is, well, how is that possible that the narcissist is the devil in disguise? Well, the devil, if you know Satan, Lucifer, the devil, however you want to call the devil, the devil enters is works under cloak and dagger. The devil is a deceiver. The devil is a liar. The devil is a master manipulator. The devil doesn't like anything that is good. The devil hates human beings, right? And the narcissist, we have to remember, and I mentioned this in all of my videos, and if you're new to my channel and this is your first video, thank you so much for being here. One thing I say in most or all my videos is that narcissists thrive off of chaos, confusion, and control. That's how narcissists thrive, right? And so that's what the devil is. The devil loves chaos, he loves confusion, and he loves control. The devil does not love peace. The devil doesn't love anything good. And so the narcissist is the devil in disguise, right? Because the narcissist loves chaos, confusion, and control. Now, another thing I want to mention in this video here is that narcissists, you have to understand and think back to when you dealt with your narcissist. Maybe it was a narcissist in your family, your mom or your dad. Maybe you were brought up in the narcissistic family. Maybe it was your siblings, your brother, your sister. Maybe it was a cousin. Maybe it was an uncle. Maybe it was somebody who was a close family friend who you could call your family. Maybe it was a friend of 20 years or 30 years or 40 years or 50 years. Maybe it's someone in the church you knew all your life, and you've just come to realize that something isn't right, something is wrong, and that anytime you needed help, this person wasn't there for you. Anytime you needed somebody to talk to, and that person claimed to have your best interests at heart, anytime you spoke your mind, then they didn't want anything to do with you. They pretty much silenced you. And when I say silence you, you weren't able to have a voice. You weren't able to talk about what was bothering you. You weren't able to, explain to them, you didn't feel like you were being heard. You felt like they weren't listening to you, right? And so that's how narcissists thrive, right? Another thing, think about in your workplace. Maybe you have the narcissistic boss, whom whenever you're working, you feel like you're walking around on eggshells. You feel like when they're not in the office, you feel so amazing. You feel like you're getting work done. You feel like everybody respects you. But then once that boss walks into the office, it's like the dynamic shifts on a dime. And you're wondering, why is it that I always feel uncomfortable when this person is around me? Why is it that I can't, why is it that I don't feel peace? Like I always feel like I'm on edge around this person. Well, I can tell you the reason is because you're dealing with somebody who is narcissistic. Now, is everybody a narcissist? No, not everybody is a narcissist, but there are a lot of narcissists that are here on this planet. Now, you have narcissists, but then you also have people that are toxic. And I mentioned in my videos before, the difference between people who are just toxic and are challenging to deal with, and the difference between a narcissist is that people who are toxic, they can empathize with you to a point. They will hear you out to a point until they don't want to hear you anymore, until they get tired of hearing you. The narcissist, on the other hand, narcissists lack the ability to empathize. And I mentioned that in most or all my videos because it's true. Narcissists do not like to empathize. They don't like to hear your side of the story. Anytime you're telling your side, they're black. They see it as black and white. So if it benefits them, then they will want anything to do with it. But if it doesn't benefit their agenda, then they will throw it away and they will not want anything to do with you, because narcissists are all about me, 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 me. They're very selfish, right? Kind of like the devil, right? The devil's always like me, 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 me. Everything has to go the devil's way. Even though in the beginning, and if you're a Christian, you understand what I'm talking about. And if you're not, listen, just approach this with an open mind. In the Bible, what had happened was that in the Garden of Eden, God created Satan. He created Satan and gave Lucifer everything, right? And Lucifer, Satan, he decided that he didn't want any of that. And so what had happened was that in heaven, the devil, he was competing against God. He competed against God and thought that he was better than God. He thought, and Adam and Eve were told not to eat that fruit. And then Satan came along to Eve and said, if you eat this fruit, you will actually be better than God. You won't need God. You will be stronger than God. Right? And so that's where the deception started happening. And that's what narcissists do. They creep into your life under cloak and dagger, wolves in sheep's clothing, if you will. There's many different names and nuances that you can pick up by yourself, right? The devil creeps into other people's lives and they're very sneaky. They make it seem as though they come, sometimes they come into your life as your best friend. And I want to mention for this video, you have to realize that not everybody is your best friend. Not everybody cares about you the same way you care about them. Not everybody has the same agenda as you do. And this includes your family. It includes your siblings. It includes your parents. It includes your spouse. It includes your best friends or friend. It includes people in church groups, organizations. Many of these people have different agendas than you have. And the trick is to find out if they're a good person or not. Now, here's the way you find out if you're dealing with somebody who's a narcissist and somebody who doesn't have your best interest at heart. And this is something I mention in most or all of my videos, is if it always feels one-sided, if it feels as though you're always the one giving and you feel as though when it comes down to them, you're always there for them, but then when you need somebody, they're not there for you, that means that you are dealing with someone who is narcissistic. Because any normal human being would be more than welcome to wanting to listen and hear what somebody else has to say. Because we can all learn something from everybody, right? We're all different, right? We all have something we can learn. We're not perfect people, right? And if somebody, they can't just listen to you and they need to walk away from you. Now I understand not everybody's perfect. Not everybody has the bandwidth to hear what other people have to say. Many people have their own problems. Many people have their own challenges in life. I get that. Life isn't perfect. It's dynamic for a reason, right? But I'm talking about if every single time this person who claims to be your friend, every single time you need to talk to someone and you go to them and they always make it seem as though when you're talking, you're the problem, that means that you're dealing with a narcissistic person. Because then when they need somebody and you're there for them, they say things like, oh, you're such an amazing person. You're such an amazing guy or girl. You've always been there for me and all this stuff. And then when you need someone, they're nowhere to be found. They disappear or they blame you. Or better yet, what they will do is they will even go as far to say is that you're the problem. They will say that you're the one that caused the issue. And then you're going to be scratching your head saying, but all I said was my piece, and all I said was I was looking for somebody to be there for me, right? But then they can't do that, right? Because see, narcissists, it's only when it's convenient for them, right? That's how narcissists creep into your life, right? And you know, many times it's hard to spot them. It's hard to spot narcissists many times because many times what happens is that, like I said, especially if you're dealing with a covert narcissist, they're very sneaky. They do things without you even noticing it. And the thing is, narcissists are jealous of everybody. So even if you don't have something that they possess, they're still jealous of you because they don't like anything that is good. They believe that everybody is against them. Narcissists are not positive people. They're miserable, they're unhappy, and it goes back to their childhood where their parents were. Chances are any person you meet who is a narcissist, just look at their parents. Look at who they surround themselves with. Are the people they surround themselves with positive people or negative people? And majority of the times, the people that they surround themselves with are negative people because misery loves company. Narcissists are very miserable people. And many times it's their parents or their parent, their mom or their dad or both their parents who are narcissistic, right? And they don't empathize and nothing you do for them is ever good enough. So that's where the narcissist got it from. And their parents from a young age were teaching them how to manipulate people. We're teaching them that nothing they did was ever going to have a consequence. If they went and stole from the store, it wouldn't have a consequence. Even though me and you, empaths, we know that when you steal, you will get in trouble. You may even get arrested, right? Depending on the circumstance, right? Or if you kill somebody, you will go to jail. Right? So we know all these things as empathetic people. But see, narcissists, they believe that they believe that the world owes them a favor. They believe that they can just do whatever they want and nothing they do will have a consequence, right? That's how the devil thinks. The devil, Satan, Lucifer, he believes that he can just go through wrecking people's lives and there won't be any consequences. And many times he gets away with it because many of us aren't spiritually sound enough and we're not strong in the word of God. I mentioned this so frequently and I need somebody to get this today. If you're watching my video, this video is for you. We need to get more in tune with the word of God if we are going to survive the spiritual warfare that is going on in this world. Because this narcissism thing in and of itself, it is a spiritual warfare. That's why many people who encounter the narcissist, they're broken for life. They're destroyed. They can't move forward in life. They're not the same anymore. They're not happy. They're not moving forward. They feel like they feel stuck. They're tethered to this person for life because they're not spiritually strong. Right? So that's why I encourage most people. That's why I encourage in my videos to get in tune with the word of God. Open the Bible. Just open it to anywhere and start reading it so that God can talk to you and that you yourself can understand what God's plans are for you. Okay? That's what's really important because narcissists, they come in all different shapes, sizes, they speak different languages. They can be tall, they can be short, they can be fat, they can be skinny, they can be beautiful, they can be not so beautiful. Narcissists, they come in all different shapes and sizes. The devil is everywhere. The devil is in disguise everywhere. The narcissist is in the workplace. They're in the church. They are at the store. They are healthcare professionals, doctors, dentists, endocrinologists, whatever you want to call them. You know, narcissists are coaches. They're in sports. They're on the news. Narcissists are everywhere. But your key is knowing how to spot them. And the way to spot them is, again, if it all feels one-sided and if something just feels too good to be true. You can't put your finger on it, but you feel as though something is wrong. You feel anytime that you're in the vicinity of this person that something just feels wrong. You don't feel like you can have direct communication with them. You feel like they're being passive aggressive. You feel like anytime that you say something, they always try to one up everything that you say. If you say, for example, that you got a certification, right? Like let's say that you're I don't know. Let's say that you're a teacher, for example. Let's say that you're a teacher, you're an amazing teacher, and then they follow up with, "Oh, well, I know a teacher that, has been doing this for 40 who's been a teacher for 40 years, and they're an amazing teacher as well." And now you're scratching your head saying, "But we're talking about me here. We're not talking about that teacher. We're talking about me." Right? Now, now hold on here. I'm not trying to say that every person that says that is a narcissist. What I'm trying to say is that if it happens every single time you're having a conversation, they just one up you with something else and they don't talk about you, they don't get to know, you and your skills and abilities, then that means that you're probably dealing with a narcissist. Another thing I want to talk about, and this is very important, and I haven't mentioned it in any of my videos yet. One thing I want to mention, another way that you can tell that you're dealing with a narcissistic person, the devil in disguise, is if you're having a conversation with someone. This is a trick that I think is very effective to really find out if you're dealing with somebody who's a positive person or someone who's a negative person or potentially a narcissist. One way you're going to know, and write this down and you can try me at it because I've tried it myself, and this is how I snuff out who's a narcissist these days. If you're talking with someone and having a conversation with them, and let's say that, you yourself were married to a narcissist, and let's say that you're talking to this person and you say to them, I was married to somebody who was a narcissist, and they nearly destroyed my life. They took everything from me, and I'm not sure that if you know what a narcissist is, and if they start talking and saying, "Yeah, I went through the same thing, you too," and now you guys start getting into a conversation, you start sharing your experiences, you know that you're dealing with a sound person, a person who you can who you can potentially trust. I would say vet them a little bit more, but you know that you're dealing with someone who's positive. On the flip side, if you're dealing with somebody who, when you bring that up, they start being passive aggressive, they start going silent, if the energy of the conversation starts to shift and you feel like something's off and you feel like the conversation's not flowing anymore, they start, moving away from you a little bit, they stop, the excitement of the conversation just doesn't feel the same. You could potentially be dealing with a narcissist. Not all the time, though. Not all the time. Not, like I said, not everybody is a narcissist. But if you feel like it just shifted out of nowhere on a dime, then you know that you could be dealing with a narcissist, the devil in disguise. And when they start looking at you strangely, and or they maybe give you the smirk. I can't do it because I'm not a narcissist. They give you a smirk, then you know that you are potentially dealing with a narcissist, right? So, like I said, these people are everywhere. And you have to keep in mind, narcissists, they all play by the same exact playbook. And I need to say this again because too many commentators are saying this nonsense that narcissism is on a spectrum. It's not on a spectrum. People need to stop saying that nonsense. It is not on a spectrum. The reason why it's not on a spectrum is because if you're dealing with a covert narcissist, all covert narcissists play by the exact same playbook. They do the exact same things. The only thing that's different about every covert narcissist is that they do it differently to different people. So if you had an experience with the covert narcissist, then that same covert narcissist is going to do the exact same things to the next person, the next victim, but they're going to do it in a different way because they're dealing with a different person. Because remember, narcissists are always changing their abuse tactics. They're always trying to up their abuse tactics to see what they can do more of, what they can do better of. But they're still a covert narcissist, right? If you're dealing with a malignant narcissist, all malignant narcissists do the same exact things. These are the narcissists that will kill you, that will punch you in the face, that will knock you out, that will shoot you with a gun. And I don't say this lightly, because a malignant narcissist, if they're given the chance, they will kill you, physically kill you. They will kill you, right? That's why I say, when you're dealing with any narcissist, when you're dealing with a malignant, and you'll know you're dealing with a malignant narcissist, you will know. You will know that you're dealing with one of them by how aggressive they get when you're talking to them, by them punching the table and making you feel uncomfortable, like getting in your face and making threats to you. That's how you know when you're dealing with a malignant narcissist. But all narcissists manipulate, they all gaslight, they all smear campaign, they all triangulate, they all stonewall, they all financially abuse, spiritually abuse, emotionally abuse, mentally abuse. They all do the exact same things. But you have to know what narcissist you're dealing with in order to know that they're the devil in disguise, that they're entering your life. And one other way to know is if they start showering you right away. If you feel like when you're dealing with someone that things are going a little bit too fast, if you feel like let's say that you just met somebody and they're already saying, it would be great to start a business with you. I can't wait to start a business with you. Or, I can't wait to introduce you to my family and all this stuff. If you feel like it's just going too fast and you just met them, you just introduced yourself and said, hi, my name is so-and-so, and then they say things like that, then you know that you're dealing with a narcissist, because any normal person won't want to take things too quickly with you, because normal people, they just want to get to know you. They want to get to know your likes, your dislikes, what's your name and what's your ethnic background, and they want to get to know you. They want to do their reconnaissance on you, right? But no, narcissists, they want to do everything fast because they don't want you to figure them out, because they know that if they go slow, that you will start noticing cracks in the armor. You will start knowing that something is off. You will start thinking, this person's not who they say they are. Anytime I need something, they're not there for me. But anytime they need something, I'm there for them. But something just feels off. They don't want that. They want to go very, very fast so that they can discard you at the end very, very fast. And for those of you who are new, if this is your first video, what a discard is when the narcissist, they just throw you away. They stop talking to you. They ghost you. They just don't want anything to do with you. If you're married to them, they just end the marriage like that. One day you come to your house and the house is empty, or one day they send you come home to a note on your desk and they say they never loved you, even though they claim that they loved you all throughout the relationship, or they simply just disappear. They just vanish. And when I say vanish, I mean just vanish. They just disappear. Because this is what narcissists do. This is what the devil does. The devil enters your life like the devil knows that the devil is very sneaky, and the narcissist is very sneaky, right? The narcissists, they're sneaky like that because they're the devil's minions. They're the devil in disguise. Yeah, so I hope that this video helped you out. I hope that you understand a little bit more about, the narcissist and how they enter people's lives under cloak and dagger, under like wolves in sheep's clothing, if you will. I hope that this video helps you out. If it does, like, subscribe, share it with somebody, leave a comment down below if you can relate to what it is I'm saying. I would encourage you all. I always put a link down below to the podcast. I spoke on about my narcissistic experience. Please check that out so that you can gain insight to how I dealt with it, how I was able to figure out that my ex-wife was a narcissist, and also that my family is also narcissistic as well. How I was able to figure that out. Please, if you like I said, if you want a one-on-one session again, email me at paul.wisdom_03@hotmail.com, or you can send a text to 647-406-3057. Like I said, if you want to vent, if you want to talk, if you even want to call me on the phone, just send a text to that number and just let me know it's you and you want to schedule an appointment, you want to talk at this time, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. All right, so thank you so much again for being here, and I look forward to see you on the next video. Thank you so much.